Welcome to Three Phase Motors Part 5 video. We are going to discuss about contactor, contacts and OLR today. This is a contactor. We'll see what are the items inside and how it works. This is a old type of contactor which may be popularly known as PK1 type. And let us see the items. There will be one coil, a coil inside, and main or power contact. There will be some contact inside. So the main function of this contactor is to make and break these contacts. This is controlled by the energization of a coil. When the coil is energized, then these three contacts will be closed. And under normal condition, or when the coil is not energized, these contacts will be open normally. So that is, it is called as normally open contact. So these contacts are main contacts or power contacts. Why it is known as power contact? Because it is having higher capacity of current carrying and it is able to take the full load current to the machine or motor. But the other things are, one coil terminal will be there where the coil output connection will be available. A1, A2 terminals. Here we have to give the supply voltage to the coil. And there will be main input terminal. This is L1, L2, L3 where we will be giving our three-phase input terminals. And these are known as auxiliary contact. We'll be seeing what is the function of auxiliary contact, and here it is output terminal. So motor terminals, terminal connection to motor will be going from these terminals. This is known as T1, T2, T3. Now you please see these are the main power contacts which are normally open. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6. The terminal numbers are important to keep in mind. And this is the coil A1, A2. And this section, it is auxiliary contacts. This area, it is auxiliary contact. Let us see what is there. This contact, you will be able to see, it is normally closed. That means when the coil is not energized, this contact is closed. So it is known as normally closed. And one more contact is there which is normally closed. And this auxiliary contact, it is normally open. That means when supply is not available to the coil, this contact will be open. That is known as normally open. One more auxiliary contact is shown here. It is normally open. So there are three power contacts which are normally open, two auxiliary contacts which are normally open, and there are two normally closed auxiliary contacts in this diagram you are seeing. Now there are different type of contactor. The base contactor will be having generally three power contacts, and you will be able to add additional auxiliary contact by this method. This is an attachment to this item. Normally it may not be available, but this attachment can be added on. So this is optional, and you will be adding on how many uh, auxiliary contacts you are requiring. Also you will be able to mount it on side by side basis like this in the right side picture. This is on an auxiliary contact. Now the additional part, it is no voltage coil of the contactor. The coil, we told A1, A2 terminals, which is having A1, A2 terminals, which can be operated by a AC voltage or DC voltage as per our requirement. If you want to operate it in a DC voltage, you will be able to operate that, or AC also available. And inside this contactor, coil is safely kept, and there are two terminals available like this coil terminals, it is known as. And we'll see how a no voltage coil functions. Under normal condition, you will be able to see there are two sections. One is the movable section, this one, and this is the fixed part. In the fixed part, you will be able to see a coil is available, and some spring attachments are there which will be keeping the armature. This is known as armature part on the top side. With the spring contact will be moved upward always, and you'll be able to see fixed contact. These are fixed power contacts, and the upper part number 4, you'll be able to see movable contacts of power. And when the supply is availed, when supply is given to the coil, what happens here? The contact, previously open contact, now it will be closed. So here the current can flow. Okay, so this is happening when contactor is energized. The open contacts are now closed. Three open contacts are available, normally open. They are now closed like this. So this is energization of no voltage coil. Now this is the figure of no voltage coil. You will be seeing the right side. This is the no voltage coil. The green color indicates that it is getting energized. When getting energized, you will be able to see the contacts are getting changed. Normally open contacts are there, it is getting closed. So we can make any power contacts or auxiliary contact, and based on we can wire the control circuit. We will be seeing control circuit later in this video. So this is the power circuit of the section motor control. Let us say 380 volt, three phase supply is available to the motor, and the contacts which are carrying the main power load current, it is known as power circuit. So you are seeing the power circuit here. So power circuit is having three normally open contact. The green color indicates it is having energized condition. When the coil is not energized, when not green, it will be open. That is known as normally open contact. When the coil is not green, you will be able to see this is a normally closed contact, and this is a normally open contact. These two are known as auxiliary contacts, and these are used for control circuit wiring. And the other part, it is known as control circuit. What is a control circuit? The power flow to the motor will be controlled by the control circuit. Okay, the power flow will be controlled by the control circuit. For operation of control circuit, the coil has to be energized. The coil is given a 24 volt DC here. 24 volt DC. When 24 volt DC is given, the coil will be energized. In this picture, it is like this. It is normally closed switch. When the normally closed switch is given, coil will be energized. You are seeing green color under closed switch. That is the energized condition. When somebody pushes it down, the circuit opens and it will be de-energized. So normally coil is not working. When supply is given, it is starting working. To off the circuit, what are the control circuit having a switch, that will be pushed downwards. It will be opened. Then motor will stop. Otherwise, motor will work. So we can understand that AC three-phase 380 volt motor can be controlled by a separate circuit that is known as control circuit, and the control circuit can be independent. There is no electrical connection required between power circuit and control circuit. Both are independent. Even the control coil can be operated with any voltage you desire. It can be 24 volt DC, 48 volt DC, 110 volt DC, or 230 volt AC, 415 volt AC, whatever voltage you require, you can get the voltage for the coil. So while specifying a contactor, you have to specify the coil voltage, the contact's current carrying capacity, like things, and system voltage. Now the contact numbers are also important in the contactor. There are power contacts like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are normally open contacts. And in the auxiliary contacts, there are 13, 14 and 23, 24, which are normally open only. Auxiliary normal open. And there are auxiliary contacts 21, 22, which are normally closed. So there are fixed numbers given to the contact of this contactor. Now we'll compare about the relay, the contactor and the circuit breaker. The relay also, it is working similar to the contactor concept only. When the supply is given, positive and negative indicates the supply is given. When the supply is given, you will be able to see the attraction of the armature. When this coil is energized, this armature goes down, attracted, and the contacts change. Normally closed contact will be open up, and normally open contact will be closing down. This is same thing as contactor, but the relays are used for not used for high current capacities, generally used for signal application or low current applications. When high current applications are required, we will be using for contactor, such as high power motors or high current load devices are there, we will be using contactor. And the circuit breaker, which is again higher than contactor, which will be able to interrupt the short circuit current also. Generally heavy short circuit current may be there due to some reason. That time opening up the contact will create arc, and the circuit breaker is able to remove that arc. And while purchasing the contactor, you have to see the application item. There are AC1, 2, 3, 4. AC1 is used for not for motor loads. It should not have any inductive load or slightly inductive load. And generally it is for resistance furnaces. Without inductance, we can use this type of AC1. And slip ring motors, we can use AC2. And for starting of squirrel cage motors, we are using AC3, and if a squirrel cage motor is used for rapid start and stop, you have to use AC4. What is rapid start and stop? Like cranes and all, we may stop it and start again and again. That is the AC4 contactor. And we can use relays and auxiliary contactor based on the same thing. And AC15, it is for electromagnetic loads, and DC13 for DC loads of electromagnets. So these are the few selection criteria of the contactor. And the push button switches will be seeing normally closed and open. Normally closed push button is indicated by a red button. That will be normally closed. When we push, it may be open out. And push button means it is like calling bell switch and all. While pressing, it will be activated. When we are removing or taking back the finger, it will be in the original condition. That is known as push button switches. And also you will be able to see and now maintain switch also. Maintain switch. What is maintain switch? Normally it is open and you can rotate the switch to the right way in somewhere, and the new position it will be maintained. That is known as maintain switch. And in the right part you can label in NC emergency. This is a emergency button. Under under condition of emergency, you will be just pressing. That is a normally closed switch and that will be open, but not like a push button switch has to be rotated right side. What is the reason is, until we are removing the problem for emergency, it will be in the switched off state. And when the emergency is real, you can release the emergency by again pushing it. So this is emergency. Generally it is NC button. The normally closed switch will be detailed understanding. Normally closed means the circuit will be continued like this. When we are pushing it, it will be open out. Normally it was closed, and when pushing it, and it will be open out. And the normally open contact means under normal condition the switch is open. With the energization or with the pushing, it will be closed. Okay, and it can be combined together. You are seeing a push button switch which is having NC terminal like this. The current can flow easily, and NO terminal is there which is blocking the current. When we are putting finger on the push switch and push it, the NC terminal will be now open and NO terminal will be now closed. And we are telling about the overload relay. The motors has to have a protection of overload. Under normal conditions, which is taking normal current or rated lesser current than the rated current, that is a normal condition. The normal current will flow and the motor will continuously work. And we'll see the overload relay part. This is the overload relay section, which is having two sections. One is the power flow, where the power flow motor full current is passing through a heater. Heater will be a small wire of resistance that will be getting heated up. Under normal condition, heat will be there, but not much. That heat will not there. Small heat only will be there. Under that condition, there is a bimetal contact, bimetal switch contact. Normally it is closed. Under the small heat, it will not open up. So this is under normal condition. Now when the overload relay is working, where a motor which is overloaded. Now the motor is overloaded means it is taking a heavy electric current. High electric current is taking, so the heater will be working more heat will be produced, and that heat will create these bimetal switches or bimetal contact to open up. Means to say, normally closed button is there or normally closed contact is available in the overload relay. Due to the overload, it will be opening out, and based on that switching over, we will control some circuit. And this is the physical means of a control overload relay. And these are the input main three-phase terminals and output three-phase terminals, and there are two auxiliary contacts like this may be normally open area, normally open contact to overload, and normally closed of the overload relay. And there are current setting here. You will be able to see a movable piece of plastic part. This can be moved to select the current. The current can be selected, and based on the setting, the motor will be protected. You can set 12. If you are setting 12, above 12, the current will be sensed and it will be making this contact separate. Normally closed contact will be then opening up this contact. That can be used to control the motor. Under normal current flow, there is a bimetal strip which is not changing its physical shape, and there is a trip contact which is closed. And when the heating it is more with due to the overload current, the bimetal strip bends and it is opening a normally closed contact to open condition. And the overload relay, now we are shown the thermal principle. It can be of magnetic working principle also. Magnetism also can be used as a working principle. Now you will be able to see thermal overload relay circuit like this. These are the main power area where three-phase supply is given as L1, L2, L3, and the output terminals of the motor is T1, T2, T3. And inside this conductor, or so not conductor, overload relay, heater will be available. So based on the heater, there are two contacts. The contact number is important. 95, 96 it is normally closed, and 97, 98 it is normally open. Depending on the overload, that will be changing the position. When overload is detected, this 95, 96 contact, which is known as tripping contact, will be opening out, and 97, 98 is normally open contact. It will be closing down due to a overload current. Now this is the picture of this item. We'll be seeing like this. These are the input terminals, and these are the output terminals T1, T2, T3, and you will be finding the tripping contact here. Tripping contact 95, 96 to be connected here, and the normally open contact, it's known as signaling contact, is available here. The ampere can be set by the item using a screwdriver, and there are options for manually or automatically selecting reset. M or A will be there. Now due to some reason, if overload is detected, we can we have to manually reset if manually selected, or automatically after some time it will be reset. If you are to selecting manual, there is a separate reset button to push it manually. This manually reset button, and you can check the healthy condition of the overload relay by just testing the manual test button. So this is about overload relay. You've seen the contactor, power contacts, auxiliary contact, the control coil voltage or no voltage coil working, overload relay, and NC and NO contacts. We will be seeing detailedly how the control circuit is operating in the starters, starting with DOL starter in the next video.